A commotion surrounding Mugambi. At birth, giraffe babies fall from a height of 2 meters.
I just hope it gets up straight away and then suckles its mum. That's the most important thing.
Four lion babies have been delivered to the world in Hamburg, northern Germany. 2 males, Bandili and Batu, and their sisters Nalidi and Sakina. Their keeper, Tony, has also known lion mother Tembezi ever since her birth. He's glad that all of the cat kids from her second litter are developing so well.
Today's their big day. They're now 3 months old, and today they'll be going outside for the first time. The game that the cubs are playing tells us that they're mature enough to go into the outer enclosure. This is what we've been waiting for. That's definitely a trial of strength. In play, young lions practice what they'll one day do in earnest to survive. But it takes a while.
Mothers cast out their male offspring once they are 2 to 3 years old. Then they wander around in bachelor groups until they conquer their own pack and territory. To do so, they will have to fight and defeat a pack leader. The 4 little ones here in Hamburg Zoo will shortly experience their first adventure. Together with Tembezi, their mother, they may leave the nursery.
Are you brave or cowardly? Come on, attack me. Well, are you brave? I won't do anything. Are you snarling at me? Are you a big man? I won't do anything.
Lion children drink milk from their mothers for roughly 6 months. She shows her young their territory, how one hunts, and anything else lion children need to know before they go out into the world. Etosha is an experienced giraffe mother. She has given birth to 4 babies already. She's been trying to deliver child number 5 for the past 2.5 hours. Giraffe keeper Thomas wants to prevent any more zoo visitors from entering the house.
A giraffe house is now a maternity room. And now we've closed it to the public to make sure she can deliver in absolute peace and quiet.
A giraffe pregnancy takes 14 to 15 months. They deliver their calves in a standing position.
At birth, young giraffes are between 1.60 m and 1.90 m tall and weigh around 50 kilos. That's quite a calf that the mother's carrying inside her. And it has to come out somehow, which is why they deliver standing up, unlike many other animals.
Etosha is 4 meters 30 tall. Her child will plop onto the floor from a height of 2 meters.
She's just released a lot of air. We could actually hear it. It was probably a suppressed cry of pain. Press another 3 times, Etosha. Then you'll probably be almost done. Or past the worst point, at least.
The neck of a newborn giraffe is very short in comparison with the body. Their length increases 3-fold within just a few months. The legs, on the other hand, already have the right proportions.
And a few minutes ago, the legs moved again. Don't run away now.
The baby is on its way.
We have to watch out because the baby might do a somersault. We've hopefully spread enough straw so the baby doesn't land too heavily. Yes, it's almost out. The head's moving nicely back and forth. Almost out now. It's just a matter of seconds. Bingo! But a forward roll. Don't step on him, sweetie. Everything's okay. That's how quickly it can happen.
The little giraffe has withstood the fall well.
Hallo!
Hello. Welcome to our planet.
Auf diesem Planeten.
In the wild, a giraffe child, helpless on the ground, is easy prey for predators.
I'm just hoping that within the next hour or so it gets up and suckles its mum. That's the most important thing.
Dann trinkt bei Mama. Das ist das Wichtigste.
Just 5 hours ago, Lucy the sea dog's baby saw the light of day for the first time. The keepers are proud of mother and child. Lucy takes exemplary care of her baby, which is now suckling and full of beans.
Zoos have relatively few fur seals. We're members of the European Conservation Breeding Programme, so a birth like this is really very special.
The sea dogs from the coasts of South America live in groups. For the young, the fathers can be a deadly danger.
We have to protect the pups from their fathers in the first few weeks because the next mating season begins immediately and the fathers don't look out for the little ones in the heat of the moment. They could very easily crush or drown them. That's why we've built a cave for mother and child that the father can't get into.
They will both now move into this cave.
As a mother, she'll defend her child. The apron protects us from being bitten. You have to be really careful. We won't take the child until we've got the mother.
The risk of an infection through bites by fish eaters is especially high. Minuscule fish residues could rot in the wound. Moving the seal baby provides an opportunity to weigh it. The examination reveals that it weighs 4 kilograms.
A girl.
Mother and child are separated for 5 minutes. They soon find one another in the separated area.
I saw it drink. That's a good sign. The mother-child bond is working, as you can see. If progress is good for the next few days, the next big step for the baby will be to go into the large pool.
But this will take another few weeks to happen. The 4 lion children cast their noses to the wind for the very first time. Tony, the predator keeper, opens the hatch that leads to the outer enclosure. Lion mother Tembezi will show the little ones around. He reared the youngsters in the stable for 11 weeks. In the wild, female lions also hide their offspring during the first weeks of their lives.
The youngsters don't know what's out there. They have absolutely no idea that there's a whole world waiting beyond those 4 steps. At the moment, they're unsure. But the first cub is brave, a young male. Come on, there's nothing to fear out there.
Only Every little Batu keeps his eyes trained curiously on his mother.
I think I'll have a look at what's happening from the outside.
Was geschieht?
After Batu, now his siblings also dare to go outside, always keenly watched over by lion mother Tembezi. The walkabout is an unbelievable adventure for the 4 toddlers. Every stick, every blade of grass, and every stone catches their attention. For Tony, things just couldn't have turned out better.
Well, it did take a while for the 3rd and 4th ones to appear, but in the meantime they're all running around like nobody's business.
The young cats bravely examine the enclosure, as well as the enclosure borders. Mother Tembezi has a supervisory problem.
Tembezi's biggest problem is the trench here at the front of the enclosure. It's roughly 1 meter deep and wide, and when a cub falls in, she goes over and gets it out, and then the next one will fall in. This game will go on for quite a while.
At birth, lion babies weigh around 1.5 kilograms. Now they are 3 months old and weigh 5 to 6 kilograms.
The little rowdy's back on the edge again, and Tembezi doesn't really know what to do. She wants to go down there, but at the same time, she doesn't want to lose sight of the others. Ah, he's managed it on his own. She was lucky this time.
The way Tembezi looks after her babies is exemplary. A lion mother always stays at the side of her young for 2 to 3 years.
I'm really impressed by everything I've seen so far.
Rothschild giraffe Etosha gave birth to her 1.70 meter tall baby a quarter of an hour ago. Rothschild giraffes originated in Uganda.
You can see clearly that the markings on the young giraffe are much closer together than those on the adult. That's because the number of markings doesn't change. As the giraffe grows, the markings just move further apart, like the lettering on a balloon that gets bigger when you blow it up. The pattern is as unique as a fingerprint. Family members recognize one another by these markings.
Also das ist auf jeden Fall einzigartig, die Fleckenform, jedes Mal.
Giraffe babies have to learn how to get up quick and run so as not to be eaten straight after birth.
Of course, it's not easy to start life on meter-long stilts. It's a bit difficult sorting all your legs out. Although ideally, they should be able to stand within 15 minutes of being born. And there he is. Oh, almost.
Only roughly half of all giraffe babies reach adulthood. There's no danger here, and after 40 minutes, Mugambi has managed it. Etosha fondly cleans her newborn. Mother and child are in good health.
Yes, yes. Wonderful.
Gentoo penguins breed in rock nests. The first chick hatched only yesterday. And those with offspring need an extra portion of fish close by the nest. The keepers can only distinguish the birds by means of their alar ligaments.
We're here because at last we have Gentoo penguin offspring.
There's only one so far, and I want to take a good look because they're so unbelievably sweet and fluffy. When they grow in size, they're no longer quite as attractive.
The Gentoo penguin chicks have a black and white colouring, and they look really special even as babies.
The chicks remain in the nest for 30 days. Both mother and father take care of them. They even take turns in incubating the eggs.
It's two babies. The other one has also hatched. You can see a difference in size, although the other one is just a day older.
And this is the baby that hatched today. Oh, he's so sweet. He's even opened his eyes a little. You can see well on this one. They have a white stomach, a grey back, and a black-coloured head. And due to their colours, I think these penguin babies are the cutest. You can also see on this one his egg tooth in front of his beak. That's the white part there.
He used it to crack his way out of the egg.
And this is where the father has his brood pouch. It's an area where there are no feathers, which enables him to share his body warmth one-on-one with his children. Normally, penguins are actually densely feathered here. Their plumage protects them from the icy cold of the Antarctic and the offshore islands. And this pouch ensures the survival of the children both in the egg and after hatching. And you can see it really well here.
Only the adults are fed on fish. They feed their chicks with regurgitated fish broth. Different animal species are adjusted to their respective habitats in the most fascinating manner. Nature has equipped them perfectly according to climate, food supply, and potential enemies. Ranger Thomas has often observed one of the survival strategies of the red kangaroo. They always have 3 young simultaneously, one outside of the pouch, one in the pouch, and an embryo, which is born immediately once there is room in the pouch.
I'm going to go in there now and clean up, and then feed the kangaroos by hand. I want them to get used to me. The small ones are easily startled and need to calm down a bit.
Red kangaroos are the biggest marsupials on the planet. But the 3 youngsters that have already left mother's pouch are still shy.
I could creep around and keep out of their way, but I prefer to act normally. Then they can get used to me. It's not as if they'll run into the wall in panic.
Thomas wants to win over the kangaroos' trust, to be able to treat them better medically.
The buck is usually first. He'll let you touch him a little bit. And then we can observe the animals up close and find out if they have any wounds or parasites.
The kangaroos soon gain trust thanks to the tasty oat flakes.
A week ago, they would only come into the house after I'd gone. And now, here they are, hopping around a couple of meters away. That's great. The one at the back, she looks the calmest. She's very relaxed. The little one, on the other hand, is still a bit nervous. Then again, he was the last to climb out of the pouch.
Young kangaroos leave the pouch for good when they are 8 months old. In the weeks beforehand, however, they keep on sporadically emerging.
We are making progress every day. We practice for 10 minutes a day, if possible always at the same time. That way they get used to me very quickly. Then at some point I simply belong. Then I'm nothing unusual anymore.
Medical training is over for today. Lion mother Tembezi has given birth for a second time. In the African savannah, lion children are also suckled by other mothers in the pride. This ensures the baby's survival, even when something happens to their own mother. Tony wants to lure the lion family back into the stable. Meat, agrees Tembezi. Seems like a good argument, and in they come. Her offspring are not yet interested in solid foods, and they appear very confused.
The interesting thing is, they're not playing, they're waiting. They don't know what to do. They're waiting for Mum to come back. At the moment, she's not calling them, which I must say is surprising. But maybe she doesn't understand what's going on outside.
In the first 3 months in the lives of her children, the mother goes hunting without them. She leaves her offspring in the hideaway. A trainee period begins. The little ones are taken on a foray and, more often than not, consume a whole chunk of meat. Now Tembezi picks her babies up outside. She shows them that the hole in the wall leads them back into the good old nursery.
Although I've often experienced situations like this, I'm always relieved when they're all safely back inside, which is now the case. All 4 of them are back with their mum. Now I can sleep well tonight.
I'm sure that Batu, Bandili, Sakina and Naledi will sleep like logs after their exciting excursion. Next time, it's big inoculation day. In the meantime, baby giraffe Mugambi is now safely up and on his legs. At birth, newborn giraffes are just tall enough to reach their mother's udders, if they can find them.
Our little giraffe is now very close to the milk bar. It's dark, so they have to go there intuitively. There's not much light between a giraffe's legs after all, and that's where the newborn look. That was the wrong spot. Etosha lashed out with her tail because it tickled. Either way, I'll stay here until the little one manages to get something to drink from his mum. I'm not going home till he's done.
The colostrum, or first milk, contains valuable substances that protect the newborn from illnesses and set the digestive system in motion.
Although he's still searching in the wrong place, you can see his tongue come out, so he's not giving up. Unfortunately, Etosha's second youngster couldn't find the udder, so we decided to keep it alive by bottle feeding. I hope we don't have to do that again. The visitors think it's really sweet, but we zookeepers don't, because only the mother can supply the most important nutrients and antibodies. And the little one should get attached to its mum, and not us humans, just like in the wild.
Mugambi has been searching in vain now for 20 minutes.
So near, and yet so far. Another 10 centimeters. That's looking good.
Sieht gut aus.
Yes, brilliant. That's the most important thing.
Wunderbar. Das ist das Wichtigste überhaupt.
He's drinking on his own, without any help. And Mum's standing there patiently.
Jetzt bin ich glücklich und zufrieden.
Now I'm happy. That is a quantum leap. That's the most important thing. Everything's okay now. Now he'll be able to grow. Now I can relax completely. That was a really important step. It's such a relief.
Deswegen ist mir da jetzt echt ein Stein vom Herzen gefallen.
Similar to giraffes, twin births are a very rare occurrence in camels too. In fact, female camels generally give birth to just one foal. Here, she-camels Natasha and Samira have given birth at virtually the same time.
We're now going to clean up the camel enclosure and check on the youngsters, see if they're fit enough. This is Natasha's baby. It's a boy. Samira has a girl, and she's a little bigger. Normally the boys are bigger, but it's the other way around here. Natasha's last youngster was a little weak, so this is why we're going to have to make sure if he's drinking and he's well. But he looks pretty mobile to me. He seems very curious. He comes up to us right away whenever we're cleaning up here. Now he's gnawing away at the wheelbarrow. He'll have to pack that in soon because I don't want him eating my shovels.
Camel babies suckle mother's milk for an entire year. If he's not drinking when the enclosure is being cleaned, then he loves nothing better than to chew on Lucian and Benjamin's sleeves and trousers.
It's roughly the same as with children. When they begin biting me, it doesn't really hurt that much. And naturally, he shouldn't do it when he gets bigger. That's why we have to gradually put a stop to it. When he gets carried away, I'll just give him a shove.
Stud Azim is the father of both of them. Camels live in groups comprising one stud, several mares, and their offspring.
The stud initially drank very often from Natasha's udder, which is why we locked him away every now and then. Nevertheless, we still have to keep an eye on it. If he keeps drinking milk that's destined for the little ones, that's really not acceptable. At the moment, it seems all right, though. The little ones are really fit, actually. They get up straight away when we're here, leap around, and they're in good health. I don't think I have to worry about them. Hey, I've got to carry on here now. I can't spend the whole day playing with you.